This edition of the Ridley Report was brought to you by the New Hampshire Liberty Alliance at nhliberty.org.
Could I ask you quickly, what is the literacy rate coming out of Nashua Public High Schools? What is the literacy rate coming out of Nashua Public High Schools?
Oh, that's a good question. Right offhand, I don't know, but I'll take a guess. I'll take a guess at it and say it's about 75%.
I see a lot of, just looking at the school, it seems like a lot of focus here on stuff that's not reading. With the 25% of people coming out apparently functionally illiterate, is that appropriate? Or
no, I don't think so. I don't have the figures. I don't follow. You'd have to ask, Mr. Conrad.
I have, yeah.
And he could give you much more specifics on that. I know there is a tremendous effort to boost the literacy rate, especially in the lower grades, the elementary and the middle schools, and we've been working on that very hard. But due to the diversity, of the population in Nashua, just in the national schools alone, there's something like 60 different nationalities, different languages that have to be coped with, and with a lot of the people of low economic status, it becomes very difficult because they don't have the full participation of the families to help them along, and it becomes a very, very daunting task for the district to make sure that everybody comes out, as literate as possible.
Are you on the board, sir?
Yes.
I was wondering if I could ask you a question on the literacy rates coming out of schools. What is the literacy rate coming out of Nashua?
I don't know. I'll have to ask the administration that question.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Could you talk to me about it on the way out?
Possibly.
All right.
We'll see.
Thanks. Are you on the school board, sir?
I'm the superintendent.
Oh, okay, thanks. What is the literacy rate coming out of Nashua high schools?
Can you just give me some background on yourself?
It's Dave Ridley with RidleyReport.com. I'm like a poor man's TV station here in New Hampshire.
Well, the literacy rate, and I do need to go into moving.
Yeah, it's getting a little close.
Literacy rate, it would be dependent upon the grade levels and the different subgroups of students. So. Okay,
I'd like to get more information about that later, but I know it's kind of getting late. So.
If you want to give me your card or information, I could email you. Actually, if you go on our website, under nashua.edu, under Assessment and Accountability, we have recent reports from the NECAP state tests that will show you the literacy rates of the different groups and subgroups.
I'm fishing for my card.
Sure.
I may give it to you a little later.
Okay, that'd be fine.
Thanks.
Or you can just go on our website and the information's there. You can also, there's a link to the Department of Education that has the same information.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Superintendent Conrad, I was a little bit unclear still. Do you know what the literacy rate is of your
have those.
graduates?
I wouldn't start quoting those off the top of my head. Again, it's different rates at different grade levels.
I'm just talking about the graduates. When they get out, how many of them can read?
I wouldn't want to quote that off the top of my head.
Okay.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you.
So you're on the school board, correct, sir? Do you know what the literacy rate is of your graduates?
I'm audio taping. Ridley report.
Correct.
I'm Ryder. Happy to meet you. Ridley.
I appreciated some of the comments you had in there, but I'm still curious as to whether you know what the literacy rate of your students is coming out of graduation.
I do not, sir.
Okay.
At this point, I'm 82. I'd have to go look at my notes to answer a question like that.
Do you have a general idea?
Let me put it this way. One of my pet concerns is our ratings in the international ratings in the world. I'm pushing very hard while I'm on the school board here to see that we do our part to bring our students up to international standards. Currently, I believe we're 17th in the world, which is not a good reflection because we're the most expensive school system anywhere.
You mean Nashua schools?
Yeah, not just national.
Oh, you mean
schools.
national?
Nationally.
Oh, I see what you're
America
saying.
spends more money on education than any of those other countries that are ahead of us.
Oh, it's cheap in Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they kick butt.
One of those things.
Okay, thanks, sir. The school board, sir?
Yeah.
What's the literacy rate coming out of Nashua high schools, or, well, Nashua government schools overall?
I have no idea. I assume it's over 3/4.
3/4?
WMUR, is that right?
Oh, no. I would have a giant, expensive camera. It's just Dave Ridley. I'm a poor man's TV station, and I broadcast out of Bedford.
Okay,
but I
so-
figure my tax money comes here, so I come here and ask questions.
Some of it does. No, so
Yeah.
that's certainly true. Want to sit down or?
I can. Sure. Thanks for asking.
sure.
I have a couple folks to catch on the way out, so I may be
Okay. Now,
rudely interrupting you shortly. But
that's fine. So why don't you repeat your question?
the literacy rate. Do you know what the literacy rate is of the people who graduate from this school system?
Graduate from the school system.
Right.
Okay, I don't exactly know. I actually did ask our superintendent, that looks, or assistant superintendent rather, that looks at assessment and evaluations. And what he tells me is basically what I sort of kind of knew. First of all, New Hampshire high schools do not conduct a literacy exam prior to graduation. So, whatever answer we give you is going to be our best guess. If you look at the kneecap scores, and these are given at certain grade levels, for example, I believe 5th grade, 8th grade, 11th grade. The kneecap assessments, if you then go ahead and ask, well, literacy amongst American adults, nowadays we're looking at maybe 7th grade, reading level as being literate.
Okay.
It used to be 8th grade a long time ago. I think that standard is slipping.
A lot of things slipping.
If you take a look at the kneecap assessments, it looks like by the time a kid graduates from high school, the 11th grade and the 8th grade kneecaps are probably the best guess. And the answer comes out to be about 85 to 90% of Nashua, New Hampshire students would be assessed at that level of literacy.
Okay.
So that's probably the best answer we can give you as a
And you
guess.
did have to ask around about that. You didn't initially know, right?
I basically had a guess. You see, across much of the United States, in states that have reasonably adequate education systems, that answer typically is in the 85 to 90% level, and I was going to guess that we were about that at that level.
New Hampshire's State House, among the least bad governing institutions on earth. But even here, legislators plot theft and destruction. However, they don't do it without opposition. The New Hampshire Liberty Alliance stands in their path and stands ready to train you in the ways of the Citizen Freedom Lobby. Visit nhliberty.org to get involved.